Pull up a seat, honey. Pull up a seat. I'm about to give y'all the good, the bad, and the ugly. Come on. Hey loves, it's your girl J-Ish, aka The Rich Auntie, and I am back with yet another video. If you're new here, go ahead and tap that notification bell so you don't ever miss an upload from me. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Hey loves, and welcome back to another video. To another video. Yeah. So I'm here. Oh. I thought it was a bug. It's a feather. Anyway, I'm back with another video, and today's video is very much long overdue. Sorry. But I'm here and I'm back to give you an update on my puppy. Well, he's no longer a puppy. He's an adult now. But I'm here and I'm back to give you an update on my dog, Pace. So if you follow my channel, you know that last year in January, I got my own little puppy. He is a Yorkshire Terrier, or a Yorkie. And he was about 8 or 9 weeks when I brought him home. And he is officially like a whole year now. I should have recorded this like back in January, but there was a lot going on. But anyway, he turned 1 back in November. So I just want to come back and give you like a year update since I've had him for a year now. And I just want to talk about all the things we've been through in a year. Yeah. But child, it has been a roller coaster, okay? Like, there's been some very good times, some very bad times. Sometimes I didn't know what I was doing. I had times where I was like, why? What possessed me to get a dog? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know how to take care of no other living thing. But yeah, it's been a lot. But I've enjoyed every moment of it. I wouldn't trade my little Pacey for nothing in the world. He is just everything I imagined him to be and so much more. So yeah, we're going to get right on into it because I know y'all want this. Listen, if you are currently on the verge or thinking about or considering purchasing a puppy, specifically a Yorkie, please watch this video. Please go pop you some popcorn and watch this video because I'm about to give it to you. Not a storm. Pull up a chair, brother, sister, auntie, cousin, whoever, and watch this video because I'm about to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and all the in between. Okay? All right. So here is Pace. Tell him hey. Say hey. His little hair. Baby, y'all got to excuse his little hair. He just be doing whatever he want to do with this hair. So the very first time I put him on camera, I did a day in the life with my Yorkie puppy, and I was just giving you all the information of everything I had experienced within that first month that I had him, I think. And if you haven't seen that video, I will link it somewhere up here. Just wait for it. It's going to pop up. It's going to pop up somewhere up here. I'm going to put it up there. But I was just giving my experience in that moment. At that time, he was only like 3 months. So I was still new to that. I was still new to having a puppy. I was still trying to figure some things out. We were still learning each other, and I was figuring out things that he liked and doesn't like and trying to get him adjusted to my schedule and off of his own little schedule. That's something I talked about in the other video, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. But he has grown. He is still very small, but he has grown. When I brought him home, he was only like literally half a pound, like 0.5 of a pound, okay? Now he is 4 pounds and 3 ounces. He actually went to the vet to get some shots, like his 1 year shots, like 3 weeks ago, I want to say. About 2 or 3 weeks ago. And he's doing good. He is healthy, but he is only 4 pounds and 3 ounces. I highly doubt that he would exceed 5 pounds. I don't even know if he would get up to 5 pounds. He's giving very much premature baby. But I don't consider him a teacup. People ask me that all the time, but he's small, but I don't know. His vet didn't tell me that he was specified as a teacup, so I don't consider him a teacup, but he is little. Like teacup Yorkies run anywhere from 2 to 4 pounds, and regular Yorkies can be anywhere from like 4 to 8, maybe 10 pounds. Sit up. We on camera, baby. You got to sit up. Sit up. Get the people what they need. Get the people what they want. They want to see your face, honey. Hold on. Look. They want to see you. They are here for you. Okay? The rich nephew. They're here for you. He is so chill and laid back. I love that about him. But anyway, but like I was saying, he is very small, like smaller than the average Yorkie. I feel like an average Yorkie is about like 6 or 7 pounds. When I take him around other Yorkies, he is just so small. I love that he's little. I wanted a Yorkie because they're relatively small dogs. I just didn't think he would stay this small, this long, and being that he is an adult now, he probably won't grow much bigger than this. So show them your body. And he has on a little hoodie. Hold on, bud. Tell him hey. And this is his little hoodie. Tell him hey. He hates for me to brush his hair for whatever reason. Anytime I try to make it look all groomed and tamed, he just shakes it and it's back looking wild again. Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is his food. Okay, so when I first brought him home from being with the breeder, she was feeding them and his siblings, like the litter that was born, she was feeding them the brand Pedigree. And if you watched my Day in the Life with a Yorkie puppy video, you will know that that is what I was feeding him at the time. A lot of people in the comments who are experienced with dogs, they were telling me that that wasn't a good brand of food to feed a dog of this quality, because it had artificial dyes and things like that in there. And I never really researched food like that. I just trusted that the breeder knew what type of food he needs because she breeds Yorkies all the time. So I was like, well, that's what she's been feeding them. So let me just continue on with that as long as he's a puppy. So immediately, once I researched that food with artificial dyes and all of that stuff weren't really good for Yorkies, I stopped giving him that immediately. And I researched a different brand of food that was a better fit and had better quality. So the food that I ended up switching him over to was from the brand From, F-R-O-M-M. And all the foods and all of the things that I talk about in this video, I will be sure to link it in the description box below if I can. He loved From, and he ate the gold puppy food from. It was like in a pink bag with gold writing on it. He loved it. It was expensive because I bought a big bag of it, and it lasted me the whole time he was a puppy. Because he's little, he doesn't eat a lot. So especially when he was that little, he didn't eat a lot at all. So we didn't go through food the way a bigger dog would, like a Labrador or a Pit Bull or something like that. So he did not go through food a lot. He loved the From. Of course, when I was transitioning him over, I didn't just stop giving him the Pedigree altogether. I just started mixing in the From food with the Pedigree, and each day I would take out less and less of the Pedigree and just put in more of the From food. And it was a seamless transition. He didn't have any issues with it. I feel like he enjoyed it. He ate it. But the From brand, from what I read and researched, is one of the top brands of foods that you could feed a Yorkie. So I didn't have any issues with it. He enjoyed it. It was expensive when I bought it, but it lasted a long time. So it's kind of a win-win situation. Now, throughout the time that he was a puppy, I did start to introduce him to fresh foods. So I picked up the brand Fresh Pet. I would give him the small puppy brand of it, and he would eat like the beef kind and the chicken kind that had like carrots and cranberries in it. And he absolutely loves Fresh Pet. Okay, he loves Fresh Pet. So I try to incorporate things like that so that he's not just eating dry foods all the time, just to give him some variety and give him a chance to eat like fresher foods that aren't so dry and a little bit wet, so he can have a mixture of eating wet and dry foods so he don't get like dehydrated or something like that. But he loves Fresh Pet. I promise you, if you buy your dog some Fresh Pet food, they will thank you. They will love you for it, okay? Now that he is an adult, and I hate to say that because he's still like my little baby. Like, look at him. He is a baby to me. But now that he is an adult, I have switched him over from the From food to a new brand. I could have still gone with From and just purchased the adult kind, but I just wanted to try something new to see if he would like it. And now he is on Royal Canin or Canine, whatever it is. And he eats the Yorkshire Terrier brand of it. Now, Royal Canin or Canine, whatever, however you pronounce it, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Royal Canin, they have foods for specific breeds of dogs. So don't just go buy a random bag of it. Please look for the package that is specifically tailored to the breed of your dog. But he loves that food. Once again, it was a seamless transition, and he didn't have any issues transitioning from the From food over to the Royal Canin food. What he did, he actually picked out all of the From food, because once he tasted the Royal Canin food, he didn't want no more of the From brand. So he picked it all out, and I saw it all on the floor. So I stopped trying to transition him over to it, and I just put him on Royal Canin cold turkey, and there have been no issues with it. He absolutely loves that food. Once he hears it hitting the bowl, he is just so excited. So yes, that is what he is currently eating. And of course, occasionally I still go in and feed him some fresh pet every now and then. Something else that I also do, I will cook him a scrambled egg every now and then and feed it to him. It's harmless. It actually said when I researched it that they should eat like a scrambled egg once a day because it has a lot of protein and a lot of great nutrients in there for him. But I ain't cooking him no eggs every day. So, but anytime I think he, would want it, I'll give him a scrambled egg and he will tear it up, okay? Now, I know a lot of people give their dogs table food. I'm not big on that at all. He has never really eaten table food unless it's just something that fell on the ground, or unless I'm just feeling generous and I just give him a little piece of chicken or something like that. But generally, he does not eat table food. He does not eat regular food like I do. Because I don't want him to get to the point where he doesn't want to eat his dog food at all. So I try not to give him stuff like that. But occasionally it happens. And something else that I also give him as a treat, I love Starbucks, so he goes and gets him a puppuccino every now and then. I give it to him like maybe once a month or something like that, but not often. So for the most part, he is eating what he's supposed to eat, which is his dog food, not human food. So yeah, let's talk about grooming. So when I first got him, he didn't really need to be groomed like that because he was still a puppy. But I started taking him to PetSmart when he was like 4 months. And when he first started going, he would get like a puppy bath and a trim. And I have been taking him like once a month ever since then. I'm not big on grooming. I'm not a professional. I just do what I can at home. But I actually like that he gets to go and be pampered. And it gives me some alone time away from him. And it gives him some time to go be around other people and to have like a little spa day. So once a month, he goes to PetSmart and get like not a full haircut, but he gets a trim and he gets a full out bath. Now, let me talk about something. So when I first got him, as you can see, now he is like this gray, silver, and tannish color. When I first brought him home, he was like black and tan. That's what most Yorkies are. Most Yorkies are black and tan when they're born and when they're puppies. As they grow out of the black and tan color and they grow into this gray and silverish tan looking color. So as he was growing, I just was not ready to let go of him being that black and tan color, because to me, that's what solidified him as being like a very little precious puppy. And I was just not ready to accept the fact that he was growing up. I don't know. I treat him so much like a real baby. It's crazy, y'all. But I just wasn't ready to let it go. So it took me, after his first puppy bath, it took me a long time before I ever wanted them to really give him a for real haircut. He just looking at me. So what ended up having to happen is he had to get shaved because he was matted so bad because his hair had grown out so much. And y'all, that was probably the worst thing I could have ever done in my life. So I didn't have a choice. I had to take him to the vet. and he had to get sedated so that they could literally like buzz all the hair off of his body. Like it was literally no hair left behind when I went and picked him up that day. And I was just so devastated and sad. He is sleepy, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive him. It is way past his bedtime, so he is ready to lay down and go to sleep. But I was so devastated because I just can't believe they had to do that to my little baby. But when they did that, it literally took like 4 months for his hair to fully grow back, for him to look like his normal self again. And ever since then, I vowed to myself that I would never, ever, ever let him get matted like that again. So now every day I have a brush that I use to brush his hair every day, and it like kind of combs out the tangles and it takes away all the hair that sheds. Okay, now he really doesn't shed, like he don't leave hair anywhere, but when I comb him out, like the hair that is shedding, it'll come out on the brush, and I just put it in the trash and we go. So let me show y'all what the brush looks like. So this is what the brush looks like. So what you do, you press this button and then like these prongs pop out, and then this is what you use to brush. So as you're, so as you're brushing, as you're brushing and brushing and brushing, and it doesn't hurt. So once you're done brushing, you just pop it back out, and whatever hair is on there, you can just swipe it off and put it in the trash can. But I make sure I brush him every single day because I do not want my little baby to get matted ever again in life, because I would hate for him to have to get shaved like that again. So please, please, please learn from my mistakes. Do not let your baby get matted up, because it is a tedious process trying to grow that hair back. I could just tell he knew that something was wrong, and he just felt so insecure. You could just tell through his actions. So please don't let your baby get matted up like me. Please take better care of your puppy's fur. Okay. Now, having a puppy is not cheap, especially if you have a Yorkie. Since I've had him, I can definitely say I've spent well over $2,000 in a year since I've had him. Yeah, from taking him to the vet and grooming and buying, probably maybe $3,000. I'm not sure. Yeah, so from purchasing him in my area, he was very affordable. I only paid $600 for him, and then paying the pet fee at my apartment, that's another $300. So that right there, that's already $1,000. And then I'm extra, so I buy him clothes and all of these other things, and taking him to grooming appointments every month. That is not cheap. And taking him to the vet for his routine shots and checkups and all of that stuff, that is not cheap. So I would advise that you get some pet insurance. I still don't have pet insurance as of yet, so anytime I take him to the vet, I'm just paying out of pocket. Don't be like me, y'all. Go get some pet insurance. I'm gonna get some too. I just don't know what company I want to go with yet, but please get some pet insurance. Don't be like me. Don't be paying out of pocket for something you don't have. You could just pay $8 a month for, okay? But between that and buying clothes, and we have gone through so many playpens, and I'm about to talk about that in a second, and toys and accessories and food and all of that stuff, it's not cheap. So it is literally probably, I don't have children, but I can probably imagine it's like having a child. Like, it's a living thing. This is a living thing that you have to take care of every single day. So it is not cheap. So yeah, it takes a lot to upkeep a puppy. So please know that it will be constant money coming out of your pockets to take care of a puppy, especially if you extra like me and want to have a new outfit on your puppy every day. So yeah, I've spent probably over $3,000 at this point in a year on my puppy. So yeah, and that may not be a lot to some people, but for a puppy, that's a lot to me. It's not cheap. It's just constant things. And if you're one who spoils your little baby, it's always something that you want to buy for them. Always something that you want to buy. Always a cute outfit. I can't even go to PetSmart without going to the clothing section, because there's something over there that he needs. He needs a new shirt, a new jacket, a new something, a new ball, something. But yeah, don't be like me. Don't Budget your money however you see fit, but all in all, it's not a cheap investment. Now, let's talk about my favorite accessories. When you have a puppy, you will definitely need some kind of little home or something they can call their own, whether it's a crate or a playpen or something like that. Please decide before they even come to your house what it is that you want for them to consider their own little space. Now, right now, he is back in his crate, because somebody decided they wanted to tear up not one, but 2 playpens. And I wasn't finna keep buying playpen after playpen after playpen. So he just had to go back in his crate. So when I first brought him home, he had a crate, and I bought the smallest size that they had because, remind y'all, at the time, he was only like half a pound. So he didn't need an extra large crate. So he still has the smallest size crate that they have. And he still has a lot of room in there. He can turn around and walk up and down and do whatever he needs to do because he is that small. But he was only in that crate for maybe a few weeks, not even a month. So my parents, they ended up buying him a playpen. And I love the playpen for the time that he didn't know how to maneuver and finesse his way out of it. He had a playpen. It was huge in there. He had an area where he could lay. He had an area where he could eat and had toys in one little area. So it was very spacious in there. So at the time, I used to keep the top zipped off of it just because. And one day, his little smart self figured out how to climb out of it. Okay. And then I started zipping the top back on when I wasn't there so that he couldn't get out and tear my house up. But he don't really tear stuff up, but y'all know what I'm saying. So I started zipping the top back on top when I left. Then he ended up learning how to unzip the door from the inside. Okay. So now I'm having to outsmart a puppy every other day because he's coming up with different ways to get out of there. So after I figured out that he could do that, I started safety pinning both of the zippers together so that if he tried to, the zippers were stuck and he couldn't get his body out. So then he decided he was going to tear a hole in the playpen that was big enough for him to get out of there. And so after then, I kind of threw it away because it was tore up. And then I bought another one. And not even a week later, that playpen was tore up as well. So I was like, yeah, I'm not buying no more playpens. You just gonna have to go back into this crate. I was going to purchase him another playpen that wasn't mesh, but maybe like plastic wood or something like that. Something he can't tear up or easily get out of. But I just haven't gotten around to purchasing that yet. But for now, he's okay in his crate. But I do want him to have something a little bit bigger to have a little bit more space in. But anyway, that's the deal with the playpens. But just decide if you want them to have a playpen or a crate or whatever, or both, you know, just something that would be significantly their own when they come to your home. Aside from that, he has toys, but he really does not play with toys like that. I stopped buying him toys because he really don't play with them a lot. He'll play with them for like a second or two, but for the most part, he is worried about what I'm doing. He is not worried about toys. He doesn't really care for his toys like that. Like I said, they're there, but he ain't really playing with no toys. He is worried about what his mommy is doing and following me around the house all day. That is what he does. But I think the most significant and the best investment, and it was like $2, the best thing I could have ever purchased for him was this little bell that's on his collar. Oh my goodness. This little bell that's on his collar. Hold on, I'm trying. Yeah. Y'all hear that? This thing has saved my life because he is so little and there's carpet in my apartment. Even though we just moved a month or so ago, there's still carpet in here. So if he doesn't have this bell on, I don't know where he is. So yeah, he needs this bell on at all times so that I know where he is, because he is so little. And before somebody told me to purchase the bell, I would step on him so much because he is literally my shadow. And I wouldn't hear him and I'll be stepping on him and he would just scream out in so much pain and agony, and that would make me feel so bad. But this bell has saved my life. So that, I think that's my favorite accessory of anything that I've bought. But I will link below a lot of other toys and the type of playpens I purchased and all of that down below. But you definitely need some kind of playpen or crate. And if your puppy is as little as mine, you probably want to put a little bell on them. Because even when we go outside, I kind of let him do his own thing, but I know he's not getting snatched up or attacked because I can still hear the little bell ringing on his collar. So that was the best $2 or $3 I could have invested on Amazon. Yeah. So now let's talk about his behavior. Now, when I say I literally could not have asked for a better dog when it comes to behavior. I really could not. He is so laid back. He is friendly. He is not feisty. Now, I know a lot of people say that the smaller dogs, especially Yorkies, are very sassy and feisty. I don't know. Maybe they are born with their personalities, but I think it's just all in how you raise them too. But he is not like that at all. I've never seen him treat anybody mean or nothing like that. If anything, he is overly friendly. Like I used to get upset at how friendly he was because I'm like, he is not loyal at all. Like he will go to anybody. Just a friendly dog. But he is so laid back. When we're here, he doesn't tear up anything. I know some puppies go through a phase where they're chewing on things and ripping up things and destroying things. He never went through a phase like that. Tell him. Like he's never chewed on anything or anything that he wasn't supposed to chew on. So I'm very thankful for that. So I didn't have to go through fussing and trying to teach him not to chew on things. And I pray he never starts that because I wouldn't know what to do. I probably would have gave him away if he was chewing on stuff all the time. Overall, his personality is very laid back. Something about him that I've noticed, he does not bark. And I know that it's so strange, but he doesn't bark. Like if somebody, normally dogs, I thought they bark if somebody knocks on the door or, you know, if something is alarming to them. He does not bark. And that's another reason why I have to keep this bell on him, because he does not make noise. He is so quiet. He's literally like how he is right now. He's like this all day, just chilling, laid back, and probably sleeping. But yeah, if he's playing with my nephews, he may bark here and there, but generally when it's just me and him at home, he never barks. Somebody can knock on the door, he's not gonna bark. He'll look and look at me, but he doesn't make any kind of noise. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing really, because I don't want him to start barking. But I don't even really know if he knows he can bark for real. I don't know. But he is just so sweet and so laid back. I literally could not have asked for a better behaved dog. Ain't that right, booty? Now, he is very clingy. Now, for some people, that may be a good thing. For some people, that may be a con. Now, if you're looking for a dog who is independent and does their own thing and doesn't have to be up under you all the time, do not get a Yorkie. Do not get a Yorkie. Do not get a Yorkie. They are very clingy. Like the breed itself, they're just naturally clingy dogs. I could be in the same room with him, but he still wants to be up under me. He still wants to be somewhere near me, touching me, or having some kind of physical contact with me. Like it don't matter what I'm doing. If I'm washing the dishes, he's literally laying on my feet. I could be on the toilet. He's there staring me in my face. So it's not a thing where Yorkies go and do their own thing all the time. That is not the case. He is very clingy. And yes, we sleep together. Sometimes I try to get him to sleep in his own beds. He has 2 beds and he has a crate. But he just has to be in the bed with me, sleeping with me. He's just clingy like that. If you want a dog that is not dependent upon you, please do not get a Yorkie, because that's just not the case. But I kind of like that he's clingy, but at the same time, I kind of don't, because he has very bad separation anxiety. Like even if we're riding in the car together, I can't even stop at a stop sign or at a stoplight and he starts whining. Now he does whine. It's like a little type of thing, because he thinks I'm about to get out of the car. So it's that bad. Like he don't want me to get out of the car without him. He just don't want me to leave. And yeah, so very clingy. So please understand that. If you get a Yorkie, they're very clingy. And it's hard for you not to be clingy to them too, because look at his face. So cute. But yeah, I love him. He loves me. We are like Velcro. Like, even what I'm doing right now, this is what I do all day. So it's probably my fault too. He is spoiled, but it's my fault. Like, I could be walking around doing chores around the house and I'm holding him like a baby. So yeah. So that kind of plays a part in why he's the way he is. But I just can't help it. I'm sorry. And lastly, let's talk about this potty training. Girl. Brother, let's talk about this potty training, okay? Now, this has been the most tedious part of having a dog. He is so stubborn, or he was so stubborn when it came to potty training. I think I tried every trick under the sun to try to get him potty trained the way I wanted him to be potty trained, but it just did not work like that. When I first brought him home, of course, they're little, they don't have all their shots and all that stuff, so I never wanted to really have him outside a lot. So I bought these training puppy pads. I thought that they had some kind of scent or smell inside of them that draws a puppy to it to make them want to use the bathroom on it. That's what regular dogs do, right? Yeah, no. He still to this day would not use a puppy pad. He would just hold it or literally go right outside of the puppy pad and do what he wants to do on the floor. Yeah, so I remember when I was first trying to get him on the puppy pad thing, yeah, I sat him on it after he ate one time, and we literally sat there for an hour and a half, and he held it. He sat and looked at me, and I looked at him the whole time. And eventually, I just gave up, and as soon as he got off the puppy pad, he peed right in the floor. And so I'm just like, okay, you're stubborn. But it's just something about the puppy pads that he just does not like. He just, I don't know. So the puppy pad thing was just never an option for us. The second thing I tried, one of my line sisters, she gave me a suggestion. When her dog was a little puppy, she installed like this bell next to her front door or the back door, wherever it is that they go outside. So we tried that. He wouldn't use the puppy pad, so I had nowhere for him to use the restroom inside the house. So I literally just had to start taking him outside. So every time we would go outside, I would just have to show him how to hit the bell to let him know that this means we're going outside. And y'all, he was scared of the bell. So, it just did not pan out the way that I thought it would. And then when we were going outside, when I first started taking him outside, I didn't really want him to go outside, but I didn't really have a choice. Hey, bud. I didn't really have a choice. So when he was going outside, he did not like grass. So he was literally using the bathroom on the sidewalk. He would not go in the grass for nothing in the world. He was just using it on the sidewalk. And I was accepting that because at least you're going outside, you're not using it in the house. So eventually, he gradually started to take to the grass. And now it's to the point where he will only use it in the grass. So, I mean, I guess it worked out, but it was just a long journey to even get him to the point where he would just naturally go in the grass. Now, what I wanted to do, and I still may do this, because he is so bougie, he does not like to go outside when it's raining or too cold or snowing or whatever. Like, he would literally just not go out there. I would have to throw him out into the grass, literally, like... throw him in the grass to get him to go out there and use it if it's raining. Which I get it, because I wouldn't want to be out in the rain either. But what I'm thinking about doing is buying an artificial grass patch, like off of Amazon. And hopefully we can use that as an alternative when the weather is kind of bad outside. And just so we don't have to go outside. So I'm going to try that and see how that works. But I just never tried it. But he does go outside, and for the most part he is fully potty trained. He doesn't have accidents at my house. Like, when we're here, we're on a schedule, and he doesn't have accidents here, so he's good. Now, when I take him to my parents' house, he may have an accident here and there because he's so excited to be around other people, and he won't stay outside long enough to do what it is he's supposed to do. But for the most part, he will not have an accident, so that's a good thing. But it took a long time for us to get here. The only thing I can say about that is to be consistent. Like, literally day one, when you bring them home from the breeder, whatever kind of schedule you want them to be on, start them on it that day. Yeah, they're cute, they're cuddly, they're sweet and precious, but start them on that schedule that day. And I would just say, if you want to just start taking them outside, because now that I think about it, had I trained him to use the bathroom in the house, eventually I would have had to untrain him and train him to go to the bathroom outside. So I'm kind of glad that he never really started using the bathroom in the house. So that's nothing he was accustomed to anyway. However you want to train your puppy to use the restroom, even if it's on puppy pads or whatever, please put them on a schedule. When I first brought him home, we were going outside literally every 2 hours. Yeah, we were going outside maybe every hour and a half, every 2 hours when he was a puppy. And eventually, like every couple of months, I would scale it back, take off an hour, and now he only goes outside 3 times a day. He goes out when we first wake up in the morning. I'll take him out again when I come home from work, and then he goes out again right before we go to sleep at night. So yeah, so he's used to holding it. He doesn't use the restroom overnight. He sleeps all night. We have no issues, and he knows the routine. He knows when we get up, I go to the bathroom first, then he's running on to the back door, and he knows it's time for him to go to the restroom. So if you are consistent, you shouldn't have any issues, unless they're just stubborn like Pace was with that puppy pad thing. Like that, I couldn't even believe that he was stubborn like that. So I just expected things to go a lot different with the potty training, but you just never know. Each dog is different, and I'm not saying it's Yorkies all together. I know some Yorkies who are great at being potty trained, but I guess they are a little stubborn. Yorkies, naturally, they just want to do what they want to do anyway, but please don't let them do that, because the longer you wait to try to get them on the schedule and into the routines that you want them to be on, the harder it's going to be. So please just try to start from day one and be strict and consistent. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. But that potty training thing, I will send blessings your way, because if it's anything like what I went through, it's going to be a long, hard journey for you, okay? But overall, I love having a puppy. I love him so much. I literally can't even, I don't even know what I was doing with my life before I had a puppy. I don't know what I would do if he wasn't here, if I didn't have him. He just makes me so happy. And anybody that know me, that know us, this is my son. Like, can't nobody tell me that this is not my child. But I love having a puppy. It's just always fun having somebody around, and he loves you unconditionally. I think that's the good thing about having a pet. You know they're always going to love you. They're so forgiving, even when they get in trouble. They're just so forgiving. Like, and how can you stay mad at them? You can't. The only thing that is a struggle is being away from him for a long time, because I know he has separation anxiety, and a lot of people are telling me, they're like, you know, you're gonna have to get another dog and this and that, and I'm like, I don't think I want another dog. But I do feel bad, and I do feel guilty sometimes when I go to work and he's just here by himself. But I can say, when you first bring a puppy home, it's a lot of time and attention that they demand from you. So please don't feel guilty if you just need a break to yourself. It's okay to leave them at home by themselves, and you go out and have you a night, go out to eat or to dinner, bowling, whatever it is you want to do, to get away from that, because it is mentally tiring taking care of a puppy when they first come home. So please don't feel guilty about leaving your puppy home to have a break from them, because those first nights, those first weeks, it will be rough, because their home is new for them. You having them in your home is new for you. Y'all both trying to adjust and get to know each other. So it's a lot. Other than that, and the strain of potty training, I really don't have a negative perspective about having a puppy. I love it. It's just time consuming, and it can be expensive if you let it be. Trying to maintain the upkeep of them and keep them groomed and healthy, it takes a lot of money to do that. But other than that, I enjoy having little Pace. And maybe, I think if I get another puppy, I think I want a girl, but that's another story for another day. I've been considering it, but I'm not sure. It's just a lot having him, child. I don't know what I would do with 2 of him. But I love him anyway. If y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns of anything that I didn't put or talk about in the video, please leave it in the comment box below. I'm happy to answer any and all the questions that you may have. And at the same time, he's only one, so we still have a long journey ahead of us. I'm still new at this. I'm still learning, but I can only speak off of my personal experiences with having a Yorkie, but it's been very enjoyable. But yeah, I think that's everything that I had on my list to kind of give y'all an update about. Or if you want to tell me any of your experiences that you've had with your Yorkie, or if you just have a dog in general, leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories. Paige, you want to tell him bye? Come on. He is so sleepy, but tell him bye-bye. He's sleepy, but I have enjoyed giving y'all an update on Little Pace. I know this video was long overdue, but again, if you have any questions, just leave them down in the comment box below, and we will see y'all later. All right, loves, that's all I have for this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't ever miss an upload from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.